Some of you guys got to meditate, because sometimes that's when you guys really need to think about it and just kind of do that self-reflection, like what you just said. You are comparing apples to peaches. That's why I did not want to keep selling real estate.
How do you measure success then if you don't have any money?
I'm not looking at that person as trying to put me down, but to try to lift me up to see what's possible. You have to look at that and say, okay, is he doing anything that I'm not doing? And also, we're changing lives.
Yeah.
Changing lives from within. Number one, never compare yourself. Number two, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Winners Club podcast, where even when we don't win, we learn. As learning is a form of winning. I'm your host, Brian Tran. Got my co-host here, PJ Padua.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're a business podcast, and if you guys are listening and tuning in again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. We got a lot of diehard fans reaching out, thanking us. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for listening. Do us a favor, share this with 5 friends. We greatly appreciate it. We're trying to blow up this podcast. And if you're getting value, or if you have any other questions that you want to ask us, don't be afraid to just ask away.
Straight up, man.
Life, business, relationship. I'll do the best I can to answer every single one.
Yeah. Ask some questions, guys. Ask some questions. Drop comments, Instagram, whatever. DMs. We're all here for it. So
let's go. PJ's got a really great question today that actually stumped me for a little bit. So PJ, why don't you ask the question?
All right, man. I think we have a good question here. The question I want to ask is, should you be measuring your success by the amount of money you make?
If you're a business, and I had to think about this because there's 2 parts to this, okay? But if you're a business, and this is a business podcast, money isn't everything, but money is the measuring tool to see if you're doing well or not, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're a business that's not making money, then you're not doing very well.
Yeah.
You're not a startup, okay? Because unless you're like a startup like Uber where they're losing a boatload of money, but that's okay because that's what a startup does.
Yeah.
Then sure, whatever, right? But for the vast majority of us, and for most of us listening, if my businesses do not make money, I'm failing.
Yeah.
In one way or another.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the short answer. We'll dive deeper into that because I know PJ's probably already thinking cap running off. But the other part is, let's say you're not doing as well as like another company. For example, I own a coffee shop, but are we doing Starbucks numbers? Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay. But so does that mean we're failing? No. Because I have to look at it like, okay, but how am I affecting the employees that work with us? And they're doing very well. Some of them are happy. Some of them, my partner just bought a house. Yeah. Right? That's through through Rise and Grind. That's through the money made through Rise and Grind. They bought a house.
And that's great. That's amazing.
And that's a win.
Yeah.
Huge win. And so, yes, we're not making money like Starbucks, but also we're doing pretty well, and also we're changing lives.
Yeah.
Changing lives from within.
Yeah.
Same thing with flipping right now, right? We now have a few people on the team, and the company's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
But let's just say the compensation plan could be a little bit better, right? We could be closing more, making more money for everybody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I were to just compare just numbers, then we're failing.
Yeah.
But you have to look at it from an overall perspective, like, okay, well, we're early on in the stage.
Yeah.
We're still positive. We're making money. So on the scale, by definition, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
And then also we're learning a lot.
Yeah.
And so, okay, we're not making money yet, but our skills are getting better. The knowledge is getting better. The system's getting better. The experience is getting better from the consumer side. The whole shebang's getting better.
Yeah.
Right? So the money will come. And so I look at that and say, dude, that's great success. I'm super happy. I'm super grateful for that. So, like, that's kind of the generalized answer.
No, I think that's a great answer because it does really matter because they're 2 different situations. It really depends, like, where you're at, right? Like, are you deep into business? Are you new into business? And to kind of just look at it, it's like, okay, again, money's not everything, but are you guys doing okay? And if you are, then, that's a different answer. But I want to ask from, like, in the beginning standpoint, like, how does one combat, right, like those feelings of, just the early stages, right?
Yeah. Well, early on, obviously, speaking from experience, I was a real estate agent. And, you go to all these big conferences and they put the big guys on stage and they go, this guy, 2 years in the business, sold $50 million and made $1 million in commission.
Yes.
And so you're like, man, I'm 2 years in the business. I'm not making $1 million.
Perfect example. I love this.
So it's like number one, you have to look at that and say, okay, is he doing anything that I'm not doing? Let me get the blueprint. Let me get the systems processes. and then I know it's achievable, so I'm gonna gun for that.
Yeah.
But also you have to look back and say, okay, well, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'm making stride. I'm learning. Every day I feel like I am moving the needle. The results are getting better. I'm doing better than what I did last year. I'm seeing that the projections are going to be good this year.
Yeah.
It's not $1 million, but so I had that tick on my shoulder, but also I'm realistic and saying, look, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
And that's how you kind of combat it.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at that person as trying to put me down, but to try to lift me up to see what's possible.
Yeah. For sure.
So it does come down to mindset. It's going to be mindset in the very early stages. It's going to be, how do you interpret it? How do you comprehend the information that you're given?
Yeah.
And turn it to a positive.
Yeah.
Not a negative.
Okay.
Okay. Because what happens is some people with weaker mindset will be like, something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And that's like,
yeah,
kind of already pushing yourself down.
Yeah, for sure.
And so sometimes you have to uplift yourself. That's what your mindset's so critical, because your mindset is going to uplift you when no one else is going to be there to uplift you.
Yeah.
All right.
No, man, I love that.
That's the main thing. And even to this day, I mean, like, look at it now. Like, shoot, we're flipping real estate. By no means are we the biggest.
Yeah.
There are people out there that do multiple 7 figures.
Yeah.
Okay, flipping real estate, 50 projects at any given time. We have 2 to 3. And I look at that and I say, okay, well, shoot, like, should I be doing 50?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then you have to also understand, like, look, I can. That's a goal that we can set out to achieve, but also be happy with our systems and say, this is what we can handle right now.
For sure.
Because if we try to rush it, things can go bad and things can go left. Let's go at our pace. So I'm staying in our own lane.
Yeah. I want to ask, man, like, how do you measure success then if you don't have any money? Especially in the beginning. I think this is more of a beginning question. I do really want to tie it to, the money thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of it is going to be your own clarity. And so, like, when I got multiple examples, okay?
Let's do it.
Real estate, when I did my business planning the year before, right? You always do it around December, November. And then you kind of set out what you want to achieve. And if I hit it, that's success.
Yeah.
Okay? If I'm short, I got some work to do. With the coffee shops, when I opened it, I said, man, I just want to make $5,000 a month for the store. Like, if I could take home $5,000 a month, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Okay? And so, like I said, I'm not Starbucks, but I never wanted to be Starbucks.
Yeah,
I only wanted to make $5,000 a month. And some people might be like, well, that's a limiting belief. But hold on, check this out. It's worked for me because I got also 8 other companies.
Yeah.
Okay? And so for me, if that company makes me $5,000 a month, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because that means that, and there's other requirements, but also the other thing is, like, I'm not going to spend time in it. It's making me $5,000 passive.
Yeah.
Pretty passively, working maybe an hour a week, if that.
Yeah.
Okay? So 4 hours a month.
Yeah.
For $5,000 per store.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's, to me, that's good. I'm using money as a measurement.
Yeah.
But I'm not using somebody else's standard as my measurement.
No, I get that too. Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
I got realtors like up in here. I'm going to throw some shade.
Go ahead. I got some stories.
I want to throw some shade because you know what?
Do it.
Realtors be thinking I'm still a realtor when they talk to me. Just because I'm out there doing realtor stuff, guys, I'm out there because I own a brokerage.
Yeah.
But guys will be like, oh, they love talking about how many deals they close and how much they make.
Yeah.
But they never tell you what they actually make after all the expenses. Hell, they probably don't even know.
Yeah.
And so if I were to just measure my success, like numbers, and be like, okay, well, this year I didn't sell any deals.
Yeah, that's a very...
I did 3 deals this year, guys. All right?
Yeah.
Not even trying.
Yeah.
Last year, same thing.
Yeah.
So this year, I made like, I don't know, $40,000, something like that in commissions.
Yeah.
So if I judge it based on money and they made 400, I'd be like, damn, I'm a failure, right?
Yeah.
But truth is, I don't make my money selling real estate anymore, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is.
No, I mean, I like that. That's like total perspective, because like, let's say even if you were a realtor and you were comparing numbers, it's like you don't know on the back end.
You don't know what the back end, what they're making.
You don't know the investment.
A lot of these guys that do $40 million in sales, you think they're making $1 million.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
Because if you made $1 million, you would have way different lifestyle. You would have assets. You would buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't always go based on number one, never compare yourself. Number two, like, dude.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Know your numbers. And when the math ain't mathing,
Yeah, no, I think like...
they bull-essing.
Yeah, I wanted to share a story. I think like like this kind of thought and idea and the whole podcast kind of came to me once I was thinking about it, right? And so yesterday I was chilling here, man, and honestly, before, we start, I was super happy, bro. Like, I'm super happy, and I was like really thrilled for the person. But anyways, so one of our newest realtors, Ray J, he came to me, he walked in this building and he said, "Oh my God, the money, so much. I've never seen so much." And I was like, "Bro, did your first wire hit?" He was like, "Yeah, man." And I was like, "Dude, I'm hella happy for you, Yeah. And I'm kind of like, it just, I'm slowing down and I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, like, fuck, man, that's a lot of money probably. Like, I was like, what am I doing? And I kind of like beat myself up, but I kind of slowed down and thought about it. I was like, hey, like, I'm comparing like apples to peaches right now. Like, this is completely different, right?
Completely.
Let alone like I don't want to be a realtor, so I shouldn't even be like looking at realtors like money in comparison to my own. And at the end of the day, it's like, I know I want to be a digital marketer, and like, I'm setting out to do this, like, whether it's hard, I'm kind of by myself in a sense, like when I'm like treading this path, but I was like, what, this is me and this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. Like, it might take a little bit longer, but I believe my truth is it's going to pay off. Like, I know it's going to pay off. You know 100%. What I mean? So I think that's just a little perspective of the story. That's like, sometimes, you could hear all the noise and stuff, but at the end of the day, like Brian said, you kind of have to know, like, what is it that is your path that you're trying to do, right? And are you just looking too much on the sides when you should be looking forward instead?
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's why some people need to meditate, man. I don't need to meditate because I know what the hell I want, and I know what my life by design, okay?
Yeah.
Some of you guys got to meditate because sometimes that's when you guys really need to think about it and just kind of do that self-reflection like what you just said. You are comparing apples to peaches.
Yeah.
Okay? But the thing is, at the end of the day, truthfully speaking, I think in your industry, it can make a lot more money than a realtor can.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that,
You know what I mean?
That like, yeah. That is kind of what I came to like realization, but I mean both sides are like very lucrative the way I'm looking at them. Like, they're both very lucrative. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, they win. I win right here too. Like, it's fine,
Side note, but that's why I did not want to keep selling real estate anymore because I saw the cap.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy with what the top 1% of realtors make.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a lot of money. It's in the millions.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I look at VCs, I look at hedge funds, I look at private equity, I look at all these different industries, and I'm like, the top 1% of their industry, I mean, it's a number that I can't comprehend yet.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's why I'm like, all right, we got to switch, we got to pivot.
Yeah. I feel that.
My realtor friends listening, keep doing you guys, but there's more. There's the investor side.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to be stuck to just investing in real estate. There's a lot of opportunities out there. Keep your ears and eyes open on everything.
Yeah.
But don't get shiny object syndrome too. That's a different discussion.
Yeah.
But I think just keep your ears open and your mind open.
Yeah. I like that, man. I
think that's it, man. I don't know what else to say about this one. We can
I know, honestly, like, my mind's just opening and we could like just rip more. But I like exactly what we said, man. Let's keep it tight. Let's keep it short. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Hey, if you know someone struggling with these problems, man, please share the show. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.